This is CPE 233 course overview, and so I'm just going to go through some of my policies and some of my thinking regarding this course. Shouldn't be a big deal. So diversity is the new big push at Cal Poly, and I think every instructor needs to have a diversity statement. So what I've done is I've put a kind of abbreviated diversity statement into the syllabus. Later I'll put a full version on Canvas if you want to see the full version, but the abbreviated version is pretty clear what I think should happen here. So in short, I believe, being a white male, an old white male, I believe everyone should have the ability to have a seat at the table. And in particular, I think all students should have the ability to succeed in college. And I'm here to help all students. That means everyone who needs help, regardless of everything. And so as far as diversity goes and inclusion, it's essentially that means you are a diverse bunch. I need to accommodate you and accommodate your learning styles, your diverse learning styles, and that's what my goal is here. Um, I I really feel that all students' previous experiences is quite diverse and they'll have different learning styles, and I'm here to support that. So in particular, I am going to shoot for not really equal, but equitable approach to this course, which means giving students what they need, not necessarily giving students everything, all the same things. So couple big issues here. Cal Poly is a big, pretentious university. It's a name school, but I encourage you not to buy into that hype. We're all working hard here to do the best we can. Generally speaking, your hard work is going to be rewarded, and I encourage you not to let anyone tweak you or intimidate you in any sort of way. Keep in mind that there's going to be a lot of other people who know stuff that you don't know or are in a higher position than you are. But keep in mind they learned that stuff or they got to that position by working hard. You're not any less of a person because you don't know something or you're not at another person's level. Don't ever let anyone take you down a few notches. So one of the first things I want you to do is fill out a student survey. That's kind of the first requirement, and I'll have that. I want that done by Wednesday. It's just a couple short questions. The only thing you need to answer in that is your name. Anything else is just kind of for help on my end. So this is some personal information about me. I went through K through 12 in a unified school district that was primarily white. It was a very white town. Particularly K through 12 for me was really boring, and it wasn't challenged at all. I ended up, majoring in smoking, that type of thing. So when I was 16, I discovered music, and I became a musician, and I spent the next 7 years working in a grocery store by day, and then working as a musician at night. So I started school, academia, when I was 22. I actually came to Cal Poly when I was 25. There was always a ton of pressure at every level. It was very stressful. It seemed like it would be school is just all about testing people rather than helping people. So I wasn't really a good student, and school in general just didn't leave a good taste in my mouth, and I'm doing my best to change that. Also, I love working on stringed instruments. Like I say, I'll fix your violin or guitar if it needs it. My main requirement in this course is that you learn the material before the final exams. I usually didn't have deadlines, but this quarter I brought the deadlines back. Sliding deadlines just didn't work for a couple different reasons for most students. I know some people liked it, but had to bring it back. So as a student, I actually got very good grades, and I learned very little because the teaching in my mind was so poor. I was able to, get good grades without knowing the material, which my goal here is to make sure you can't do that. And I will test you as best I can not your ability to regurgitate stuff, but actually whether you know the material or not. Have a the general respect policy is kind of sort of associated with being in the classroom, which is, I don't care what you're doing, just do it quietly. So if you want to mess around with your phone or your computer, that's all very fine. So that's kind of out of context here. But the cheating policy is very special. Look, I don't really care how you learn this material, just so long as you learn it. If you're working off someone else's material, I don't really care. But you got to learn the material. And that's what I had, like, if you have someone's material, use it to help you learn, not just to help you get a grade. Because I mean, like I said, my goal is to make sure, and the final exams is to make sure you learn the material. So my quirks as a teacher, as a person here, is I have really bad hearing based on being a musician. Other than that, I think you all should treat each other, or we all should treat each other with respect. We're all doing our best here. Don't put anyone down. Help anyone and everyone when you can. So I've learned a lot from doing this in spring and fall, and this is a flipped class. I'm trying a couple new things this quarter, which are outlined in the syllabus. And kind of my general approach is try stuff, get some feedback and modify it. Generally speaking, I don't get much feedback, which is a bummer because, I'm here to modify things. So never hesitate to give me feedback. And I always consider changing anything to make it better. So my goal, my responsibilities, my job as an instructor is two things: to help you learn and assess whether you did learn here. The big issue here is to help everything out. Just give me feedback real time. When something goes wrong or something's not working for you, let me know immediately. So this is a relatively new course. There's no books that fit the course. Initially, there was no external courseware at all. Teachers were relying on just scribbled course notes. It was really horrible, but this is my fourth time teaching the course. There's a ton of courseware available. There's a book, 3/4 worth of quizzes. There's a lot of stuff available, so that should be a little bit better this time around. So here's some of the courseware. The textbook is mostly complete. It has a solutions manual that's mostly complete also. It's actually, I did some work on it. It's probably like 98% complete. There's a lab manual. It's mostly complete. I might change stuff towards the end. I'm waiting for some to see if some software changes in the meantime. Videos are 98% complete. I'm reusing most of the videos from spring. I change them a few when I need to. And this is the one you're listening to right now is not from spring. This is a new video. So the big plan here is before you start any experiment, always download the latest lab manual and always download the latest text. Always download the latest everything, because I will change it as I go along. And I get complaints about that, I know, but the issue is every change I make is an improvement, so you're going to have to deal with it. When students do report problems, I go and change them immediately. So a typical day not in class here is you've done the reading, maybe you've watched the videos, maybe you've worked on the sample problems. There's sample problems every day, and then should prepare you to do the lab assignments. So the majority of the work in this class is lab assignments. There's a ton of problems out there which I don't assign as homework. You can do them if you want. You can do as many as you want or as few as you want. More on that later. Quizzes are every Friday, and there's 3/4 worth of quizzes out there to get an idea of what I expect. Every time I do quizzes, I write a new quiz. I go back and look at the old quizzes and the sample problems. So Zoom hours are essentially, I'm in class. Zoom during class time, I'm there. I'm not going to give a lecture. I'm just there as to help when you need help. There's also Zoom office hours. I also have 2 TAs that will announce their hours as soon as they figure out what their schedule is. Well, more on that later. So this online stuff still sucks beyond belief. I hope it's going to suck less than spring and fall. I really want to make this work. There were some issues both these quarters. I'm hoping to get around those issues, but we'll see what we can do. So the real key here is, like I said, a real-time feedback from me, and just let me know how I can help. If there's something that you're having problems with, I'm, I can't help you unless you ask something. And that is all. Yeah, oh, I saw something else. Some of the first videos have the music pretty loud in them, and I apologize for that. And I've corrected some of them, but it does tone itself down as it goes along. So sorry in advance about that.